and powerful Ryan Chappelle, and another power forward, tough football player as well, Marcus Fowler.
And what you see on their lineup is you see a lot of guys about the same size and a lot of athletic guys, you know, get up down the floor, play a little bit of defense. They're going to get in the passing lanes and try and create turnovers for dunks going the other way.
And for El Cerrito, under 7-year veteran head coach Michael Booker. Let's take a look at the El Cerrito Gauchos. They'll open with their diminutive point guard, Sharab Naima, at the point. Mustafa Bey, their featured centerpiece, wingman Saeed Pridgett, headed to the University of Montana on scholarship. Slim forward Trey Gray, a junior, and big-time Aaron Banks, a presence in the middle there. You will easily distinguish who he is among all the others.
Yeah, he looks like an NCAA Division I offensive tackle. He's a big fella, and actually he's not bad on his feet. You're going to be surprised, folks out there. But really looking forward to seeing Pritchard. And his special athlete, you know, very, very good player, highly touted, very sought after, and you know, he's definitely going to have you on the edge of your seat tonight.
The officials assigned by the NCOA to monitor tonight's contest, a trio of them, and it'll be comprised of referee Matt Amaral working alongside umpires Jerry McLean and Kyle James. So we're set to go. The Gauchos in their home whites, Capital Christian in their road blues. Ryan Chappelle tapping for the Cougars against Pritchett of the Gauchos. And a whistle is going to bust this opening tip.
Seems that we have
like a fire alarm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's hold the phone until we can distinguish the nature of this interruption, you might say. And we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Young Americans can't locate economic powers like Japan and India. 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. Without geography, our children aren't ready for the world. Understanding connections between people and places is critical. So we created mywonderfulworld.org. Go there now for your free action kit. Help kids understand their world today so they can succeed in it tomorrow.
Well, we're back at Sacramento High, and as you can probably hear in the background, the screeching sound of what appears to be a fire alarm, and I'm led to believe that the hot performances by Solomon and Brown in our previous game touched off that mechanism.
Maybe. Both guys were outstanding in leading their teams.
Well, that's how things are shaping up here in this Platinum Division. In that Sac Woodcreek ball game, of course, the Dragons advance, and their opponent yet to be determined, and it will be as we reach the outcome of the El Cerrito Capital Christian matchup. Again, they played each other 10 days ago in the Gridley Invitational, and in a squeaker, Capital Christian prevailed by 4. So here we go. This is Ryan Chappelle handling. We're underway in the back end of our Final Four coverage.
See the Gauchos playing in their man-to-man defense right here.
Back cut, can't connect. Ryan Chappelle with the chance. And now Trey Gray up courts it. Point guard jumper on the run, a miss by Naima, and a good save, but it goes into the hands of the Cougars on the try by Mustafa. Break up by Pritchett, but run down by the quick Makai Williams of the Cougars. Marcus Fowler, they swing it. And this is Zach Chappelle to Ryan. Turnaround Jay Fowler, in and out. Nice rebounding effort there of Tegan Jones, and he travels before the follow-up.
The interesting aspect of the Gauchos defense right there is that Darren Brooks, he doesn't really leave the key. He just kind of stands right there about 4 or 5 feet right in front of the basket.
There's part of that Cougar coaching contingent there along the Capital Christian sideline. We're just underway. We played a minute. Nice to have you with us tonight. We're at Sac High for the 14th annual St. Hope Elite Hoop Classic. Interception by Ryan Chappelle. Foot race, take it all the way. Follow up, good. Cashed in by Zach Chappelle.
That was good anticipation by Chappelle right there on the steal. Take it down the other way, missed the layup, but his fellow Cougars were there for the offensive rebound and put back.
Gauchos coach Michael Booker said one of the big keys is to hold down the turnovers, especially unforced turnovers. Pridgett drives it, gets it blocked. Here comes Tegan Jones. Down the slot, knifes in between 2 defenders, and it's tapped out by the Gauchos, so the Cougars will have the rock.
Well, so far in the first 2 minutes of the game, I'm not seeing anything that's out of the ordinary for either team. Right there, you're going to see the offensive putback right there. Nice effort right there.
Sophomore guard Jacob Smith in for El Cerrito. He wears number 11.
Now, there's something a little different right there. That was a zone defense, 2-3 zone defense by the Gauchos. I have never, in all the years I've seen them play, and of course, at Foothill we played them a couple times, I've never seen them in a zone defense before.
Wow, what a statement. The foul on Aaron Banks, the Husky Gaucho center, so Makai Williams will be at the stripe to shoot 2, and he drops number 1.
These are difficult games to play in this late right here. We're getting a late tip-off. You know, we had a double overtime game earlier, than we dealt with the fire alarm. It's really hard for the kids to stay focused at this time of the night.
1 out of 2, and Pridgett rebounds. 3-0 Cougars, 2 minutes in.
Cougars are a man-to-man defense right here. Good help from the backside right there by Chappelle.
Mustafa gets inside, layup blocked. Open J on the way, back rim, no. Page doesn't follow. On the run, Tegan Jones, lose it and get it back, and a tap out by Jacob Smith.
So far, I'm pretty impressed with the Cougars' athleticism. All 5 guys on the floor are really good athletes.
Still 3-0 Cougars. Fowler left open, and he drops a 3 ball from the corner.
Wasn't the prettiest looking 3, but Fowler converted that right out there from the left side.
And just as the game in the Gridley Invitational evolved, out early are the Cougars, but quickly putting an end to that is Aaron Banks with an inside bucket.
Aaron Banks with those broad shoulders, it's very difficult to get around him. And if he gets that one power dribble, gets up at the basket right there, Cougars are going to have a difficult time blocking that shot or altering it.
Jacob Smith, a brush on Williams. Let's spin the replay dial.
Here's an example right here of the 3 ball. And coming back to Brooks here. On the next replay, see a sealed his man off, went to the other side of the floor, used that big body to keep defenders away from him and finish.
Non-shooting foul, second team foul on El Cerrito. 1 apiece on Banks and Jacob Smith. So Zach Chappelle to inbound. He gets it into Ryan Chappelle. Defended on the point there. Feed low, Fowler got it. 8-2, out quickly are the Cougars again. A near breakup and a foul on the gambling Ryan Chappelle.
And that's something you see that the Gauchos have typically done in the past. Made a lot of cross-court passes and made it easy for other teams to pick off those passes. Right here you can see Fowler again finishing right down there. Nice follow-up to his 3 a few seconds ago. But those are the kind of passes that Coach Booker was talking about, you know, those turnover passes. Those are opportunities for the Cougars to get steals and convert those into easy baskets going on the other ends. Coach Booker does not want to see that from his Gauchos today.
Dago Albert into the game. A poor pass to Pridgett. Albert recovers, and he's tied up by Ryan Chappelle.
Well, so far, 4 minutes into the game, or 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes into the game, we have not seen much out of Pritchard yet. They have not really went to him very much. I'll look forward to, I bet they're going to talk about that in that huddle over there right now.
It's interesting you said that. Last night in their victory over Burbank, he had a scoreless first quarter and then exploded in the second and third quarters for the majority of his points. So based on that, not unusual for him to get a slow start based on very few touches.
Well, sometimes teams just play like that too. I mean, if you got a lot of guys on the floor that touch the ball, you know, it just comes in waves, and that's probably what happened last night, or maybe get a few more on breakaways and some defensive plays.
In the ball game at Gridley, which turned out to be a 4-point Cougars victory, Coach Michael Booker said the Gauchos fell behind early by 10 and eventually were 15 points down before they rallied to tie the game late.
Well, and that wouldn't surprise me to see that again today. They're an energy program. They feed off energy. When they start to roll, everything in their power just starts to really go fast, and they start making plays. They start getting steals. It's just the way they are.
Banks a miss, comes out long, and Banks tries to run it down. Last touched by Chappelle, so the Gauchos hold onto the rock.
I think Banks needs to maintain his position down there in the low end of the block right there. If he starts to fade away, fall away, get his weight going away from the basket, that's not something that's in his, that's his strength.
Here's baby brother Franklin Banks coming in to relieve Aaron.
Oh, he's another big, strong fella right here.
Okay, Naima on the point, defended by the much taller Zach Chappelle, who steals it from him. Watch out. Boom. So a quick steal and bucket.
That was nice patience defensively by Zach Chappelle, just to wait for the ball to come back in front of him right there. Just reached from underneath, just tipped it right to himself, and was able to finish down the other end for an easy bucket.
Pridgett feeds low, and the reverse layup cashed in by Franklin Banks, and the Gauchos are back on the board, but they're down 10-4.
Nice pass by Pritchard right there to keep his head up as coming off the screen and saw the switch. Was able to recognize and got his teammate a bucket.
Cross court, Jones back to Zach Chappelle. Flip side of quarter number one. Williams and open J. Down. 3-ball left wing.
Nice shot by Williams. I don't typically like to see bounce passes around the perimeter. I think it just takes too long to get there, but he was able to reach right back down and follow through and knock down a beautiful three.
Naima got it. A badly needed bucket.
Again, Pritchard on the pass, though. Now he's not maybe showing up in the scoring column, but right there, his passes have led to 2 buckets right here that were desperately needed by the Gauchos.
And they haven't had any transition opportunities where he's very active, but he's an all-around player.
Yeah, and you know what, so far, I mean, again, mentioned earlier, to see El Cerrito in this 2-3 zone, you know, and this basically, that's all they're doing is zone in. I've never seen them do that before, but it's a pace that they're not typically playing.
Williams again. Pritchett taps it out. Naima misses the runner. Fadeaway J, canned by Smith.
So we got a little bit of a run here going by the Gauchos. Now you see some full court pressure by the Gauchos. Mostly token, just trying to slow the pace.
2:35 to go, late first. 13-8. Cougars again charging out to an early lead as they did against the Gauchos in that Gridley tournament victory. Zach Chappelle to brother Ryan. Williams knifes inside and scores with a sweet move.
Nice job by Williams there. That little pivot that he turned right back into Banks right there. Banks was helpless to get off the floor and try and challenge the shot.
Williams with 6 of the Cougars' 15 points. Pridgett now drive inside on Fowler and bank it home.
I like the way Pritchard plays. I can already tell he's very patient. You know, he assesses, he keeps his head up. He's not out of control. It's about the 3rd play that I've seen him make that's been impressive. He's also lead on the 4 press. You know, he's pushing or showing everybody on defense where to go, pointing his fingers. He's talking in the back line of that zone.
Now, he impressed me as an overall team player, too, especially when they were under heavy duress against Burbank last night. He was rallying his teammate, keeping him in the game.
Well, they switched up the zone right here. Now they're in a 1-2-2 zone, trying to confuse the Cougars.
Fowler follows the Zach Chappelle miss. He's in for 7 points, 3 for 3 shooting.
Well, so far, they're making all the hustle plays, getting some offensive rebound and some putbacks. Gauchos are going to have to do a better job rebounding out of that zone defense.
1:10 to go, late first, 17-10 Cougars. Pridgett draws a foul on the wheel move. Ryan Chappelle.
See right here, just going to the basket, keeping himself in good position, keep his shoulders square to the basket, high off the glass for the finish. Right here, you're going to see an offensive rebound and put back right here. Good patience to see as Brooks challenged the shot, but wasn't able to get off of his feet to block it.
So the Montana-bound Saeed Pridgett misses the first of two. Substitutions coming in. The older Banks re-enters along with Mustafa Bey. And coming in for his first appearance, part-time starter Kenneth Timms, number 2. Second of two is good. 3 points now for Pridgett, 17-11.
One thing I see in the Cougars that I really didn't expect this much is they've got about 5 or 6 guys on the floor that can really handle the ball, bring the ball up the floor, interchangeable parts that way. When you're getting pressed, that's a definite luxury to have that many guys that can handle the rock.
Also in for the Cougars, 33, Everett Leibold, a junior swing, wearing number 33, running the baseline. Marcus Fowler, a miss this time, tapped, followed, missed by Zach Chappelle. Here's Tegan Jones now, and they try to reload with 33 seconds to go in the quarter.
Gauchos again giving up another offensive rebound and giving the Capital Christian Cougars another opportunity for a score here.
Just a 3-second differential, 17 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock. Now 10 on the shot clock. Jones to Ryan Chappelle. Now 5 on the clock. Feed low. Jones in traffic, travels and turns it over.
Even though the Cougars have handled the zone defense better than probably they prepared for, my guess is that they probably didn't think that this would happen to them today, and the Gauchos threw them a little bit of a monkey wrench.
Full speed, Trey Gray through traffic, has it kicked out of bounds by Fowler or Jordan Tate, 23 of the Cougars. Less than a second remaining. Let's see if they can get up a shot. Pridgett! Ooh. Oh, so close. We've played one here at Sakai, and it's 17-11. Capital Christian will be back for more Final Four action. Stay with us.
Horseradish. Is that for horses? Remember me, Mr. Lobster? From last Tuesday? Banana. 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 Here comes the rain. We need a hat. And why do we need a hat? That's right.
When you talk with your child, you build vocabulary, and learning starts long before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
We're set to open second quarter action here from Sakai with Kevin Kelly. I'm Will James. Nice to have you with us for the ride this evening. And these two highly successful programs, guided by coaches that have piled up lots of wins and have advanced far into postseason play over the recent years, both in quest of a state championship, and with that would go the gold, so to speak, a state championship ring, and we'll show you the vision of their quest when we have a little opportunity. Meantime, Pridgett working for the Gauchos into the post. Banks, Gray, a miss, follow-up missed. Bay got it.
Now that was a little more El Cerrito, like the way they attacked the offensive glass that time. Also, Brooks did a really nice job of being patient right there. Banks, excuse me. He had 3 guys hanging all over him. Great strength and a nice effort by the man.
So Williams in the backcourt with Ryan Chappelle. Tate also on the floor with Leibold and Marcus Fowler. Fowler the miss. It's all the Gauchos on the board, and they mishandle it out of bounds. Let's take a look here at Mustafa Bey on the board.
Just a nice relentless effort to finish that shot.
So back in Ryan Chappelle replacing Tate for the Cougars. He wears 5, handling the rock. Corner jumper, Leibold. A miss. Follow-up dunk by Ryan Chappelle. That's his signature.
Well, somebody's got to box him off as he's going toward the basket right there on that zone. Again, nobody blocked down the offensive rebound. Again, hurt the Gauchos. They have got to do a better job on the boards if they expect to keep this game close.
Saeed Pridgett, bounce at left side. Trey Gray. Mustafa Bey on the point now. 6:45. early third. A little bit of confusion in this offense now for the Gauchos.
Well, I'm not sure that they're exactly used to running a lot of offense. There's so much an up and down team that this is probably a little out of character for them. This is perfect timing off the jump shot from the corner right there. Chappelle about backboard height. Great athletic play right there. That's the best play we've seen tonight.
In the opening 2 rounds, he had no less than 5 of those in the 2 games.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
That's his boogie right there, is offensive board follow-up slams. So the foul committed by Williams, and Pridgett back to the line. Saeed Pridgett now with 4 points in the ball game, and 2 out of 3 from the stripe, 3 out of 4, and it pulls the Gauchos within 19-15.
Now you see the Gauchos in a 2-1-2 press. This has become a little more popular over the last maybe 4 or 5 years right here, where you trap the sidelines. You see them over there trapping the sidelines right there, and it's going to result in a turnover.
Pressure there by Pridgett, and number 2, Kenneth Timms, caused the turnover.
Well, they caught the Cougars by surprise right there. I'm not sure that they expected to see that. Guards turned around and looked down the floor. They kind of played into the hands of the Gauchos, picking a pass down the sideline right there, and that's the trapping area that you want to avoid.
Trey Gray bounce it to Mustafa Bey. Now Timms swing it into the big man, Banks, yes.
That was actually a beautiful play, very well run. Banks coming across there and then finishing. He's got impressive feet for a big fella.
No, he was very impressive. Good hands, too, and he's got a variety of moves. Williams tied up. Zach Chappelle, crashed the board. Gauchos, grabbed by Ryan Chappelle, however, and the Cougars reload.
Another offensive rebound right there. You see the pace, the tempo picked up a little bit right there after the turnover. The Gauchos playing a little bit more of a furious pace.
They're down 2. Williams has it stripped, but it's going to be a foul on Kenneth Timms.
You can see the big fella, nimble foot, turn right there, 360, layup off the glass.
During the course of the game, you're going to see a lot of good footwork and both hand handling of the rock inside.
You know, I mean, he's got to be a football player. I mean, with feet like that, hands like that, I mean, he's in that size, he's definitely a guy. If I was a NCAA football coach, I'd be looking at that guy.
So Williams drops the first free throw. 7 points for the junior. Make it 8. 21-17. I can't believe they're saying that Kenneth Timms has 3 fouls. That can't be correct. I've got bad eyesight, but I'm not blind.
Well, let's take a look and see right here coming out of this timeout what's going to happen. Each coach is going to make a little bit of a strategy change. Let's see, Devon Jones grabbed his chalkboard right there and immediately started drawing something up. So let's see if there's a defensive change right now for Capital Christian. Try and create a turnover.
21-17, Cougars in charge, trying to duplicate their victory performance 10 days ago at the Gridley Invitational. That was a 72-68 game they were able to salvage after squandering a 15-point lead.
You see Capital Christian picking up in the full court right here. They're going to go double, so that the anticipated change in defense comes through.
Trey Gray to Pridgett, left open, penetrates, works inside, misses the floater. Rebound Tegan Jones, ahead to Williams. Gray is back, touch it back, got it. Tegan Jones.
Nice hustle by 4 players right there by Capital Christian, running down the floor, keeping the numbers and finishing. Good patience.
So the Gauchos got fast broke, and they're suddenly down 6 after having pulled within 2. Into Banks, it's off his hands, it's a Gaucho turnover.
So you get the numbers on the break right here, and you got a trailer who catches and finishes. Nice job of sharing the basketball for the Cougars on that break.
Zach Chappelle with that nice touch pass there. So we're nearing midway second, and the Gauchos drew close at 19-17, but have surrendered 2 buckets and the basketball again. There's a turnover. Banks, a lead. Trey Gray has it tapped away by Zach Chappelle and grabbed by Williams. Ryan Chappelle, dazzling layup, wobbles out. on the floor. Grabbed by hustling Marcus Fowler. Wheel and deal inside. A miss and a Pridgett rebound.
Good idea by Pritchett to pull the ball out and run a play.
Jacob Smith feed the post. Banks draws a double team. Smith left open. Down. 3 ball.
Love the way Banks sucks the defense right down there and takes a nice pass out to the shooter for 3. He's been impressive, pretty impressive guy. I really like him as a player.
Ryan Chappelle, a miss. 1 and done as Pridgett rebounds. Baseball up the floor, poorly thrown. Another unforced turnover, and Michael Booker doesn't like it.
Oh, he's very upset, and that was a pass probably didn't need to be made right there.
Well, there's the sophomore gunner, Jacob Smith, showing 3-point range. It pulled the Gauchos within 3, but then they turn it over. So Tegan Jones sits down. Back into the contest, Leibold wearing 33 for the Cougars. Some trapping pressure. Williams, a junior, on the sophomore Smith. Zach Chappelle drive into a stone wall, but Pridgett can't handle it. It's out of bounds to the Cougars.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't get a call on that. Looked like there was some contact.
The winner of this game gets to advance to the championship contest tomorrow evening versus the undefeated Sackeye Dragons. Fowler to Ryan Chappelle. Banks it home straight away with good hang time.
Nice job by Chappelle getting in there. And he stayed into control right there from about 8 feet. Just went straight up and used the glass.
Pridgett, not this time. Loose ball, Pridgett gets it back, takes it inside, and lays it home, and draws the foul. And that's a trademark of his, 3-point plays.
What I really loved about that was the effort. You can see right here, Pridgett was not to be denied right there. Went right straight back to the basket. He's a gamer. He's a gamer.
The foul is on Williams, his second. Pridgett up there trying to clean up a 3-point play. So far tonight, he's 3 for 4 from the line.
You know, funny thing about this game, Will, is that, you know, even though it seems like Capital has played a much better half so far, it's a 3-point lead. And it's fairly low scoring at 25-22. I think that's most of it's because of the Gaucho zone defense has slowed the tempo.
Leibold to Zach Chappelle down the slot. He draws a foul between Banks and Smith. Michael Booker up off that Gaucho bench.
Seems like we just saw that play a minute ago where they didn't call that foul.
So they call it on Aaron Banks. It's his second. Even though the scoreboard says first, I'll trust my arithmetic. And Zach Chappelle to the stripe for the first time. Trying to improve on a 4-point total and cannot. Mustafa Bey in and taking a seat for the Gauchos. Isaiah Fuller at the 2:50 mark, late second.
Coach Booker does not want to see Banks pick up that 3rd foul before halftime. Banks got to play a little careful right here.
A pair of misses at the stripe. So the Cougars have to remain on top by 3.
Okay, see a change in defense right here for the Capital Christian. They're gonna face guard Pritchett.
Banks in tight, power plus, Banks at home.
That's an example right there. The big fella got fouled because he's so big and strong that the official didn't feel like he didn't see the foul. I've seen that before with guys and just.
Marcus Fowler answers, and he's played well. It's his 9th point. 27-24 with 2:15 to go. Smith to Bay. They've got Pridgett at the foul line. And Trey Gray, who's yet to attempt a shot, usually one of their top scorers, 22. Quiet so far. Bay fires and misses long. Ryan Chappelle has the glass.
Bay hesitated right there. He probably should have decided not to take that shot.
Ryan Chappelle leans in and lays it home with a left-handed flip. Time out taken. It's a full. This will give us a chance to show the coveted prize. All 4 coaches in tonight's Final Four have been striving for, and that would be reaching the state championship game and emerging victorious. And Kevin Kelly, I believe you are adorned with one of those medals, so to speak, the state championship ring. And maybe you can give us some background on how you received it.
I was very fortunate to be part of Foothill High School's 2003 state championship. You can see the ring on there, and what a great feeling it was to be rolling around on the floor at Arco Arena with all the kids, and for them to be able to get a chance to achieve the goal that they had set for themselves the year before. And each one of these coaches and each one of these programs aspires to do that. I mean, that's one of the nice things about seeing these games tonight, that is their goal. Each one of them wants to play in that game, and it's an unbelievable feeling, an unbelievable thing to be a part of.
State champion Kevin Kelly. The reflection is dynamite, and that was one of 2 state titles for the Foothill Mustangs over the years.
Correct.
Okay, back to action with 1:45 left in the half. Pridgett up the floor as the Gauchos now trail by 5 following the Ryan Chappelle drive and score. Mustafa Bey to Pridgett. Tegan Jones out on him. Here's Smith, and misses long this time. Ryan Chappelle boards it.
It sure seems like you're calling Ryan Chappelle's name a heck of a lot this game right here. He's really done a lot of great things for the Cougars.
Tegan Jones forced it, gets it back, forces another, and misses that one. Smith saves it to Bay. 1:13 to go. Ahead. Trey Gray on the drive, draws a foul on Leibold.
And Trey Gray just really attacked the rim right there, and Leibold wasn't able to slide his feet over toward the baseline to stay in front of the drive. You can see right here, he's just a little bit late right there getting to it, and gave up the foul.
So Trey Gray, a double-figure scorer, hasn't gotten into the scoring column yet, but does now.
I think Trey's got a little bit more aggressive this quarter, though, so maybe that'll reach into the second half, and we'll see his numbers go up. But you can see he has ability. He's super quick.
Junior wingman hits 2 out of 2, and it pulls the Gauchos within 3, 29-26, with 1:05 to go in the half.
And watch out for the trap again here. Again, they're in a spot it's easy to trap.
Zach Chappelle fumbles and recovers, and the Chappelles play catch. Tap away by the defensive quickness of Saeed Pridgett.
He sure did get his hand up in that lane at the last second, didn't he?
Stabbed at it and got it.
Sure did. I thought that pass was going to get through there.
So Zach inbounds. Leibold defended by the sophomore Jacob Smith. 10 on the shot clock, 40 plus in the quarter. Ryan Chappelle attack, feed low, Leibold layup, pops out. Banks taps it, and Pridgett's got it. Wrap around dribble, drive on Chappelle, and it's a block on Zach Chappelle as Pridgett really forced the issue. Let's take another look.
Yeah, but watch this, man. It took 2 dribbles to get there from about 3/4 court. I mean, that's pretty athletic play to even get there, and there was movement by the Capital Christian player right there to slide underneath him for the foul. So I believe the official got the call right on that one, Will.
Well, Pridgett's been to the foul line 3 previous times, 3 out of 5 from there. Now he's up there for 2 more, trying to reduce that 3-point deficit, and has that one wobble out.
Watch him shoot these free throws here a little bit. If I was his coach, I would want him to get just a tad more arch on it. It's a little flat. Just reach up a little bit higher when he releases the ball.
He was flicking his arm like he might have been hurt on that collision, and drops number 2.
You can tell by the way it goes through the basket right there, and it hits the rim. It's coming a little bit hard. I'd like to see it fall softer through the net. It's got a nice release.
Steal by Pridgett. Left-handed layup is good.
Well, he looks like the kind of guy who scored 10 points in about 30 seconds.
And I saw him do that with 30 in the opening round.
Again, you got some backcourt pressure right there.
Head coach Michael Booker complaining about the call.
I thought it was a good trap, too. I mean, I thought the Capital Christian offensive player, Chappelle, was pivoting into the trap. Certainly, the game has been pretty physical throughout the rest of the game, so typically hadn't been a call that had been made earlier in the half.
15 seconds to go in the half. Williams inbounds to Zach Chappelle. We're tied at 29. 3 seconds. Williams down.
Oh, tough shot by Williams.
A buzzer beating Jay by Makai Williams, and we'll take another look.
And this is Williams all on his own right here. Just takes a dribble right, little head and shoulder fake, pull up.
Nothing but net, and that gives him 10 for the quarter. We're going to hold it here. I do believe Rick Stewart will gather veteran Gaucho head coach Michael Booker for a short chat, and we'll see what he's got to say about the first half. It's 31-29. Gauchos forged a tie for a mere moment before that jumper. Let's turn it down to Rick Stewart. He's got the Gauchos head coach Michael Booker. Rick?
Coach, how about your assessment of the first half?
They're being more aggressive than us. They're going after every loose ball. We're kind of standing around. We're definitely not boxing out. I think we have to put more bodies on them, and then we have to push it on our tempo. I mean, we have to play our tempo, not their tempo.
Now, it was a close game. The last-second buzzer beater, put them in the lead. But what are you going to do in the second half other than just playing fundamental basketball?
We're going to make some adjustments, and, we're going to try to attack the basket a little bit more. We're kind of settling for too many jumpers, and we need to be attacking the basket.
All right, Coach, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Well, there you go. Guys, up to you. It's going to be fundamental basketball in their eyes.
Thank you very much, Rick. We're at the intermission in the second half of our Final Four coverage in the Platinum Division here at the St. Hope Elite Hoop Classic from Sacramento High, and this is Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. We'll be back for more action. Stay with us.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
You are watching programming that is unique and seen only on Access Sacramento. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, we invite your financial support. If you wish to see this program continue, ask to become a friend of Access Sacramento by calling 456-8600, extension 0. Give whatever you can afford. All donations qualify as tax deductible. We exist because you care. Call 456-8600, extension 0, and ask to become a friend of community programming, a friend of Access Sacramento.
The Cougars lead over the Gauchos from El Cerrito. I'm here with Derek Swafford. You got a different hat on right now.
Well, yeah, it's always good when you win.
Congratulations on the win in the first game. That puts you into the finals. That's a good thing. But let's talk about the tournament. You expanded this year.
Yes.
Good, bad. Obviously, it's good, but there's, it's been good stuff.
It's good in many ways, but it's good and bad at the same time. But what I mean by that is that it's a lot of work, and not a lot of people understand what it takes to get 32 teams in this area and across the state to a function like this. It's a lot of work. but it's a happy work for me because it's been something that I've been after for 15 years.
So not the behind-the-scenes people are really, I mean, the players come out, they do their thing, they play and all that kind of stuff, but the behind-the-scenes people, they're really the key.
Oh, what can I tell you? One day I get introduced to the sports commissioner director, and the next day we're talking, and then the next year we're in partnership, and we plan on having a great partnership for a long time, and those are the people that really are helping me push this and guide it even further.
Any thought down the road to expand this to a larger tournament?
No. We just need to keep it right here and develop it, brand it, and make it, because we got a good fan base. I mean, here we are this late at night and you got all these fans here, you know, so we know that we have basketball fanatics in Sacramento because we have the Kings here. So I wanted to capitalize on that with the high school, and I think we've done that.
Quick question: have you ever thought about doing this as a co-ed type thing? Girls maybe one weekend in that?
Well, yeah, but not me. I didn't put my time in. They got to get somebody else to do that one.
Okay, what's the key thing going forward with this tournament?
Well, the key thing is looking and tweaking on what we can do better always, and how we can keep the teams that are competitive like this, because all the games have been good, and making sure that we put out a good product that everybody want to come see.
All right, Coach Swafford, congratulations on the tournament, running smoothly so far. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck tomorrow night, too.
I need all that. Thank you.
All right, Coach. All right, we'll be right back after this quick break. There's the score, 31-29. Capital Christian ahead of El Cerrito. We'll be right back.
No, what'd she say?
She said whatever.
No, she says that all the time.
What's that?
Hello? I'm on the phone. Mom, I'm on the phone! Hello? I'm on the phone.
Who's this? It's me. I'm on the phone. Mom.
Oh, you're on the phone. All right. Sorry. Anyway.
Who are you talking to? Kelly?
Mom.
All right.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
(31-29) that score. The Cougars in the lead. Mike, challenges this year. Let's talk about that. Obviously, if this is run smoothly, are there any challenges?
I don't know that there's challenges. There's always things you want to do to get bigger and better. You know, one of the things that people don't see about this tournament that I love is what we do with the kids on Sunday. We had the Sacramento Rolling Kings out here, a wheelchair basketball game, a couple great speakers. This tournament's about more than great basketball, which we have going on right now, but that's what it's about.
You know, after the tournament's over, when do you start working on next year?
We've already started. So we're over there at the table working on next year already.
Okay, now how do you plan that far in advance? I mean, are you already working on schools you're looking for?
Coach certainly has that in the back of his mind. There's a process that we'll go through on invitations, but just, you know, everything that we want to do bigger and better is what we're after.
All righty, Coach. Mike, thanks for stepping in with me.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate your support, Mike.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take a quick moment here with Coach Jones. Coach, first half assessment.
We're just playing too slow. They're going into a zone, and they're trying to slow the game down, and we're passing the ball around and standing around too much.
What are you going to do to try and combat that?
We're going to play faster. So we're gonna put our guys that have some speed and ball handling ability in the middle of the floor. You know, do some give and go, and try to get off the floor a little faster.
Now, quickly, we've seen you before a couple years in a row. We've seen you. Now, you seem to have more size this year. A lot of rangy guys with long wingspan. Is that just something that helps the brand of basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it exciting, right? Everybody can play above the rim. We can get all guys to go to the glass. We can rebound well. I think later on in the season, when we get a little more experience, we'll start playing some zones and throwing some different things at some teams.
Excellent. Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right. All righty. There it is. Play our game. Speed it up. We'll send it back upstairs to the guys. Kevin? Will?
Thanks, Rick. Let's take a look at the number crunching for first half stats, compiled in part by the world-renowned David Stewart. And after falling behind by double digits, The Gauchos had a burst of their own and tied it momentarily. Field goal percentage is pretty close in comparison. And in that second quarter, Pridgett was able to get to the foul line continuously for the Gauchos. Rebounding about even. There's the 2-for-1 in the turnover department that head coach Michael Booker was so concerned about. Nobody was really hitting from long distance.
No, I think the telltale sign on this is really nothing really stands out to me that's too crazy. The one thing I can tell you about the turnovers, I actually kind of expected there to be more turnovers for each team because typically the Gauchos play with such a high tempo. That zone, as Coach Jones mentioned, really slows things down. So there's some keys to the second half I see here. One is the Gauchos need to box out. They got killed on the offensive boards. If they're going to stay in that zone defense, they need to trap out of it, get that tempo going up a little bit. Need to be aggressive, and that press when they did that was effective. For Capital, they got to continue to pound the offensive boards, push the ball available, and they've got to handle the pressure in the traps a little bit better.
Well, the Cougars got first possession, and Fowler missed. And here's a drive by Trey Gray, and he immediately pays off by drawing a foul.
And that's more typical of the Gauchos right there, attacking the rim right there. You see Trey Gray, who started to pick it up a little bit in the second half there, just turns the corner and is fouled on the way up to the basket right there. Looked like one of the Capital Christian players and missed the number on there. Had an opportunity to step in and take a charge, but decided not to.
Second foul on Zach Chappelle, and Trey Gray misses number 1.
Out of this free throw right here, if he makes this free throw, let's kind of see if the Gauchos try that press again that was pretty effective a few times in the first half.
1 out of 2 and 3 out of 4 on the night.
And there it is. It's a 2-1-2 press, looking to trap on the sidelines. Capital's doing a nice job of moving the ball, pushing the ball up the floor. Watch the trap right there. It's a good trapping position, and you can see the steal coming.
Mustafa Bey broke it up, and it's going to be out of bounds to the Gauchos. Call it a Cougars turnover.
Now those trapping areas right around the half court and the sidelines on both sides of the floor is exactly where the Gauchos want you to get the ball to trap. The Cougars have to be aware of that and try not to get caught in that position.
So it'll be Pridgett to inbound as El Cerrito trails by 1.
It's interesting, Coach Jones' comments at halftime a little bit about trying to play a little more up-tempo. I mean, that to me is probably, I think they're a good up-tempo team, but probably will play maybe a little bit more into the Gauchos' hands a little bit here. I think maybe the Cougars need to be a little more patient, continuing things that they're doing, continue to convert, and continue to pound those offensive boards.
Well, you see one of our game officials cleaning up a wet spot there, a slip spot. And the Gauchos inbound as Pridgett lobs to Jacob Smith. We're just underway here in the third quarter. A 1-point game. Cougars on top 31-30. Bey down low to the big man, Banks.
He sure does a nice job of using that big body. And the great thing is, he didn't just go up on the right side right there. He reached all the way over to the left side of the basket. Again, now the Gauchos in that trap again, trying to cruise tempo. There you go. Get the ball to the middle of the floor. The Cougars handled it pretty well.
Williams gets inside, can't connect, but draws a foul.
So the important part on the press is really not only to just try to get a steal, but to make the other team take a tough shot. Right there, the Cougars did a nice job of handling the press and getting to the foul line right there based on, beating the press. And that's what they need to do. When they beat the press, they got to attack the basket.
First foul on Pridgett, and Williams hits number 1. He led all scorers for the Cougars with 10. Pridgett matched that for the Gauchos. That's point number 11 and 12. And their go-ahead free throws. Now a little seesaw. 33-32. Cougars back on top. Baseline Jay Gray, a miss. Crashed the board, and Pridgett fouls Ryan Chappelle.
That was a oops, excuse me foul. Pritchard just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and reached right up there when Chappelle grabbed the rebound, and it was an obvious foul.
So the Montana University-bound wingman picks up foul number 2, remains on the floor. Again, head coach Michael Booker debating with our game referee.
There we go, a little press again. Good job by the Cougars of being patient with it. No trap that time. A lot of denial.
A foul on Pridgett, number 3, and he's in utter disbelief. Wow.
Well, that's a big headline in this game right there, Will. Their best player they're going to have to play with him with 3 fouls right now, and he's going to have to use some of that experience that he has.
He's
to
committed
get through
3
that.
fouls in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Coach Booker noticeably concerned, and he'll substitute for his ace senior scorer in the next opportunity. Meantime, Cougars by 1, 6.5 to go, early third.
And back into that 2-3 zone defense right here. And there's an opportunity for the Gauchos to trap on the sideline.
Williams open J, a tap away, and Ryan Chappelle fouls Trey Gray. And that is 3 fouls on Ryan Chappelle, if my arithmetic is correct.
As it usually is. The official scorer, or official game announcer, agrees with you, Will.
Thank you, Kevin. So Smith up the floor. Pridgett still in the ball game, has it slapped away by Tegan Jones, out of bounds to the Gauchos.
And that time the Cougars took advantage of the sideline right there to double team. Almost created a turnover.
Good denial by Tegan Jones. Pridgett, Timms, lose it out of bounds. Turnover Gauchos. Michael Booker's going to substitute again immediately. 7 turnovers now.
Ill-advised drive to the basket that time by Timms. Defender was waiting for him.
Marcus Fowler gets inside and scores on Banks.
That's a nice job of Fowler, just attacking the basket as Banks was closing out right at him. He just went right at him, and it was just too quick for the bigger fella to get by and try to create any kind of a barrier to scoring.
Banks out high. Entry pass tapped away from Gray, but Smith wheels and deals, missing. Banks on the glass, and a scrap for the loose ball, fumbled and run down by Albert. Into Banks with the left.
That's a power move. And if he takes that power dribble, you get out of his way, he's going to finish.
So in a tight ball game, the Gauchos stay within 1. 35-34 Cougars. Interception by Pridgett. Take on Williams. The trailer, a poor pass, and it goes to Pridgett, who misses the chippy and draws a foul from Zach Chappelle. And that may be 3. Marcus Fowler scoring there. Both Chappelles now have 3 fouls.
Well, that could be a story here as we move on at the into the third quarter right here, as you see the finish by the big fella. Love those feet.
Pridgett hits from the foul line. .35 all, trying for a go-ahead free throw. The senior leader does so. 36-35. Just the second lead in the game for the Gauchos, both coming in this half at 32-31 and 36-35.
And there's the trap right there, and that is a bad spot to be in. They get a timeout. No, jump ball. And you can't throw that lob pass up there, especially. A lob pass coming over there allows those defenders to close in so fast. And you're basically got a 4-man trap. You got the half-court line, you got the sideline, then you got the 2 defenders. There's nowhere to go. He was facing out of bounds.
Alternating possession goes to the Gauchos. Call it a turnover, number 5 on the Cougars. And substitution, Ryan Chappelle out, Leibold back in. Leibold, number 33. Trey Gray, the junior, takes it strong and misses the bank. Tapped away, loose ball, run down by Gray, and he saves it to Smith. Pridgett gets inside and scores on Leibold.
Nice job to seal his body between the ball and the defender. Pritchard finishing up high off the glass. They need to, Capital Christian against this press needs to make some ball fakes. They really need some ball fakes. They got to get that whole zone to move. You pick up the ball, you got a ball fake one way, make that back line move over 2 or 3 feet, then make a pass the other way so they're reacting and closing out.
Well, Saeed Pridgett scoring there. The foul was on Dago Albert on the press, kind of a careless foul. His first non-shooting. So Chappelle handling with 3 fouls. Ryan Chappelle on the bench with 3. Turnaround Jay Fowler got it. He has been steady money.
I like Fowler. I think, you know, his three-point shot, it gets it a little bit low. He needs to bring it up a little bit. But anywhere about 17, 18 feet, boy, it's a nice-looking jump shot.
Jacob Smith. Pridgett. Wide open. Trey Gray, a miss. Tapped out and deflected off Smith. It'll go to the Cougars. So Smith leaves, back on for the Gauchos, starting guard Mustafa Bey. As you see Coach Jones there along that Cougar bench. Leibold on the run, misses the bank, and Pridgett boards it.
And here they come.
Trey Gray. Gauchos by 1. Banks gets inside and draws a foul.
I love that guy. I have to love to coach him. He is just a beast down there. He uses his body so well. You see right here, I mean, he just moves, and he can move. He moves well. Yeah. He didn't go a lot of feet, but all he has to do is take 1 or 2 steps, and he creates so much space. He gets room, clear space for him to get the ball up on the glass.
Jordan Tate called for the foul, so it places Banks at the stripe, and he clunks his first free throw.
Well, it doesn't look like Banks is the guy that's going to be making a lot of free throws for him. Let's see how this next one looks, but that was a little flat and a little left. That was a little better.
Okay, you got a fortunate fall there. 1 out of 2. Timeout taken. Let's see if it's a full. It comes at 3.5 left, flip side of quarter number 3, and it's a full, so we'll step back for 30 seconds. Do not wander off. Winner of this one goes to the championship game against Sac High.
Once you see the world through math and science, you'll never see anything the same way again. Go to girlsgotech.org.
You'll see.
Three and a half to go. Flip side of quarter number 3 here at Sacramento High for the 14th annual St. Hope Elite Hoop Classic with Kevin Kelly. I'm Will James. Nice to have you with us. We got a tight ball game. The Gauchos of El Cerrito up 2 on Capital Christian after leading virtually the entire first half. This is Zach Chappelle. He's playing with 3 fouls. Brother Ryan Chappelle on the bench with 3 fouls. Everett Leibold gets it to Makai Williams. He's been their top scorer along with Marcus Fowler. Jump shot Williams, a miss. On the run rebound, taken strong there. Albert layup, down.
The Gauchos were a little more aggressive in that zone defense on the ball that last time down the floor. Looks like they might be willing to pick up the tempo here a little bit.
They trap again. Williams drives it in strong, gets it to Fowler, bumped by Banks, and it's going to be a travel and a turnover on Fowler.
So right down there, nice look off, protect the ball, swing it back to the middle right there. I'd like to see him tuck it under the chin a little bit more.
Dago Albert with the layup, and the travel turns it over. Number 6 on the game for the Cougars. Albert dump it low, big time Banks.
Well, that was a nice play the way that was run. It swung the whole defense over to the right side of the floor. When they brought it back around, Banks had position, was able to finish with the left hand.
The Cougars surging here in the 3rd quarter, having led most of the way after the intermission. Fowler working on Trey Gray. Now Williams 2:05, late third. A shove off by Williams and a foul on the Cougar guard.
That was a good call by the official. He was right there when he saw it. I think right now, Capital Christian's a little bit in a hurry and a little bit playing, a little, I wouldn't say over aggressively, but a little bit scared.
Now 3 Cougars with 3 fouls each, both Chappelle's and now Williams. He sits down, and Ryan Chappelle checks back in. Both Chappelle's on the floor with 3 fouls. Mustafa Bey angles inside the key, kicks out to Trey Gray. Tapped away, Gray a follow-up, no good. Tapped out long, and it'll go to the Cougars.
Well, Gray is just supremely active. He's got more energy than anybody on the floor. He's all over the place.
A talented but somewhat erratic junior, trying to pull it together.
Yeah, but I love his effort. I mean, you know, you have a guy on the floor like that that plays hard all the time. I mean, he's getting a hand on a lot of loose balls. You know, he's in there trying to rebound.
Yeah, Coach Booker said it's an ongoing work. A lot of young players on this roster.
Well, you also mentioned that the third quarter has been really good for them this year. I mean, I thought the second quarter, they had a really good second quarter. Third quarter, I mean, even though they're not, you know, they're outscoring their opponent in the third quarter, I think really it's been a change of tempo and a change of pace for them that's really been effective.
Fowler comes up big on the assist from Ryan Chappelle. Smith back into the ball game for the Gauchos. Here's Pridgett being fouled. Number 4 on Ryan Chappelle.
Yeah, that was just a silly foul right there. There's no reason to pick that one up right there. You don't even put yourself in a position to do so. See right here, it says Fowler cuts under the basket and finishes with a nice reverse layup on a nice pass from Chappelle.
He takes a seat, and Williams back in. He's nursing foul trouble with 3.
And those are going to happen to a guy in his career. But the key point for Chappelle right now is to remember that next time and say, hey, don't reach around there. Why put yourself in a position for the official to even make a call? Don't even do it. There was no reason for it. The chances of getting a steal, they're almost nothing.
Pridgett on top, defended by Tegan Jones. Albert, a risky pass. Now here's Trey Gray going baseline again. Albert back out to Jacob Smith. Trey Gray elbowed in the face, no call. Tapped up, Banks is after it, so's Albert. A wild scuffle and no call. Here's Chappelle spinning, and Pridgett picks up foul number 4.
I think Chappelle saw that Pritchard was coming over there and knew in his mind that he was going to try and draw that foul. And Pritchard's their best player and did a nice job of actually doing that.
That was a wild exchange down on the other end, and here's another look.
Nope. Chappelle looks over, sees him a spin. Oh, that's who it is. I'm going to lower my shoulder. Pritchard probably should have just let it go right there. Made Chappelle, make the shot, which would have been a tough shot coming out of the spin right there. You got to find the glass. It's not always an easy thing to do. He's got to play a whole quarter with one foul to give.
So sophomore Zach Chappelle drops free throw number 1 for his 5th point after missing 2 free throws in the first half, where the Cougars were just 3 of 6. In and out, and Banks boards it. 1 out of 2. Trey Gray trying to get a handle on things and help his team. Mustafa Bey. Pridgett now on the bench here with just 25 seconds to go in the quarter. And the Gauchos nursing a 3-point lead. Pridgett, always the hauler guy from the bench. Smith drive it and lay it up, down. A big play for the sophomore. 8 seconds to go, and out of bounds.
Coach Jones didn't like that call right there. He's upset, thought it was a blocking call. You can see right here, cut to the hoop, nice play. He switched it back over to his right hand, which is a strong hand, because he knew the contact was coming to finish. Really nice work right there by number 11, Jacob Smith.
Talented sophomore, figures big in Coach Booker's future plans, as well as right this moment. So it'll be Bay to inbound for the Gauchos, into Trey Gray, up the floor, on the run, In and out, Gray a follow.
He
got it. Wow, talk about active.
I tell you, that guy.
How about that?
He is just a bundle of energy. You see him come up the floor. He had his mind made up. He was going to take that shot. And he didn't give up on it. Almost went in the first time, and he says, you know what? Heck, it's coming right back to me. I'm going to grab it and put it in.
Trey Gray, another look, full speed, and a second chance beats the buzzer. We've played 3, and the Gauchos lead by 7. Don't wander off.
The calendar hypnosis into thumbtack cushion, completely tailwind. And sewing elephants plant before cartoon paper cups. So numbers renovate.
If your teenager is trying drugs, would you know the right words to use?
Afterward, lightly fish scale, doorbell.
Find out what to say at drugfree.org from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Back to the show. Let's quickly dump it to Rick Stewart.
Coach Deb and I from CRC, you're out here scouting. What are you seeing?
I've seen a lot of good local talent, a lot of athleticism, a lot of good coaching, and very good basketball games.
Are there key things you look for?
Yeah, you look for, obviously playmakers, and you also look for talent from winning programs. You always want guys that know how to win.
All righty. How's your season going? I know you got things going on at home too with a baby on the way, but how's your season going?
It's going good. We started out 5-2 and then played a rough patch of the schedule, and we're currently 5-5, having a good year. Just trying to get better every day. We got 11 freshmen, so hopefully by now they'll be playing like sophomores once the conference comes around.
All right, thanks, Coach. Best of luck in the season.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Tegan Jones scores for the Cougars to pull Capital Christian within 5. Albert tied up and it's stolen away. Ahead, here's a run out for Zach Chappelle. Blocked, but it's going to be a foul on Trey Gray.
I was thinking about keys for the fourth quarter here, Will, and basically they have the same keys. Free throws, both teams, foul trouble, and turnovers. As you can see, the hustle back there and the foul by Trey Gray.
So the Gauchos led by 7 to end the third, but Cougars score 2 on the Tegan Jones play, and now at the foul line, in and out on number 1 from Zach Chappelle back into the contest. Albert and sophomore Jacob Smith for the Gauchos. On the night, 1 out of 5 from the stripe for Chappelle. 1 out of 6. Up for the glass, Mustafa Bey.
Well, he's really struggled, and don't think that Coach Booker doesn't know he's missing free throws right now. Might look toward the end of the game.
Banks misses the baseline layup, but it's salvaged. Inside putback by Mustafa Bey, blocked and grabbed by Marcus Fowler.
Cougars got lucky right there not to give up a basket.
On the run, Tegan Jones, a layup, good.
You got to stop the ball right there. Make Jones pick up the ball somewhere at the top of the key and let your teammates help by getting back and help you defend.
Terrible pass by Trey Gray. Gauchos fortunate to keep it as it's tapped out by the Cougars. Meantime, Tegan Jones with his second recent basket.
Right there, you can see that was not good defense right there. What should have happened is he should have stopped the ball and let his teammates come back into the lanes and help him get stop the rest of the oncoming Cougars.
Boy, it's sure clear that the Gauchos miss their ace, Saeed Pridgett. And that marginal call is another turnover on the Gauchos, and Coach Michael Booker flashing back on their previous game 10 days ago. Turnover number 9 now for El Cerrito.
Now let's see if Capital Christian can capitalize on that. They haven't been able to do so to the point where it's really hurt the Gauchos a lot, and 9 turnovers for them is actually not a lot.
Fowler, baseline jumper, got it.
And Fowler from that 15-foot range is just nails.
He's having a splendid game. Inside layup, Bay got it.
Whew. They got lucky on that one. That was a guess pass. Just barely made it past the Cougar defender.
On the run, a miss by Williams. He taps it and grabs it and follows up in front of Banks. Blocked and grabbed on the run by Trey Gray.
Well, we know which way Trey's going.
A reach-in tap away by Chappelle could have been his fourth foul, but let's look at the replay dial.
Right here to see the pass went by the Cougar defender and turned his head right there for the layup. So Bay benefiting from the lucky pass.
After a long seat on the bench, point guard Sharab Naima back in for the Gauchos. Poor pass from Smith. Here's a run out by Zach Chappelle. He pushes off, no call, and Williams follows up.
That's a big basket right there. You can see, let's see the reach in right here. There was no foul there, but there was a reach in right there.
It's on Naima, his first, very ill-advised. And suddenly the 7-point Gaucho lead at the quarter is about to be equaled on this Williams free throw, and does not. He leaves it short. 1 out of 2. Gray is just nerve-wracking, I'll tell you. I got to call him erratic, sorry. You never know what's going to come of it.
He's all over the place.
Mustafa Bay to Smith. Here comes Gray again. Feed the cutter, and Naima is fouled. Tegan Jones with the bump, and 1-and-1 free throwing.
You see the Capital Christian picked up the defense a little bit that last time down the floor. They were playing with a little more effort.
So Naima, who has a 2-point basket in the first quarter, clunks the front end, but runs down the miss. However, he's tied up and it's stolen away. Another turnover for the Gauchos. The point guard unable to protect the ball.
Well, he shouldn't have got the offensive rebound in the first place. Capital makes a grave mistake right there.
He taps it away. Back-to-back turnovers. Here's the trailer, Bay, through an open lane, and he throws it away.
Well, this is the last 3 or 4 times down the floor will drive you as a coach nuts. They're throwing the ball all over the place. Guys are out of control. You know, you had a 1-point game with 5 minutes to go. The ball is most important.
The top priority coming into this game for Coach Michael Booker, reduce turnovers. They now registered number 12, and especially the unforced type.
Yeah, well, and the key is they're not even getting a shot off. I mean, and that's the worst thing about a turnover is you don't get a shot off, and then it creates an opportunity down the other end.
The Cougars turn it over as Pridgett steps into the passing lane and causes the disturbance. And now the Cougars are in for 9 of their own.
Well, you're going to see a little full court pressure now by Capital Christian.
Inbound to Pridgett. Back to Trey Gray. He's doubled. Now to Jacob Smith. They break the press. Here's the cutter. Pridgett misses inside.
A lot of missed opportunities in this one, Will. A lot in the last 2 minutes. You've seen turnovers, missed layups, bad passes.
Tegan Jones crashes into Banks, no call. Now a late whistle. It's going to be against the Gauchos, I believe. I guess Banks.
22.
Okay, Trey Gray picks up foul number 2.
I see, so it was on the rebound right there.
So the free throw by Tate rattles out. Cougars down 1 or midway 4th, 4:18 to go, and we got a tie game. So again, the Cougars set up with pressure. Naima into the front court. We're square at 49 each. Loose ball handling and another steal. Watch out. Got a whistle back here at midcourt. Deliberate foul called by umpire Jerry McLean. And multiple free throws upcoming, technical style.
And Naeem is having a little bit of a tough time here in the fourth quarter. He's got to get his head together a little bit, relax.
He's not playing like a senior, I know that.
No, he's not. He's really struggling.
So Ryan Chappelle hits 2 out of 2, plus a timeout upcoming.
Yeah, that's a big turnover right there. Getting the ball back again right there. It's just a big play. Got a close game like this, down toward the end, you can't have those kind of situations going on.
Well, we'll take a quick 30 and come right back. The Cougars back in front, 51-49.
You can eradicate polio. You can promote peace. You can feed the hungry. You can help children do better in school. Because you can get involved with Rotary. Because Rotary believes that by working together, you can do anything. Learn more at Rotary.org.
There's part of our crowd here at Sac High. We've reached the middle of the fourth quarter, and a burst by the Capital Christian Cougars has erased a 7-point deficit. They now lead by 2. Want to remind you, we'll be selecting our players of the game and announcing them in our post-game wrap-up. Meantime, Williams on the point. Cross court, Chappelle down. A 3-ball for Zach Chappelle. Couldn't come at a better time for Cougars fans.
Yeah, outstanding possession for the Cougars right there to get a 3 coming out of the timeout.
Inside, Banks all alone. A whistle before the shot. Jerry McLean has the call. And it's going to be a foul on Marcus Fowler.
That actually hurt the Gauchos right there, which is unfortunate. You can see the 3 right there.
Well, Trey Gray at the stripe. And we'll see what he's able to do from there. He was 1 out of 2 in the third quarter.
Well,
and
Banks,
he's running with a 5-point total.
Yeah, Banks had the easy 2 right there, so the official call, we'll see whether or not it hurts them. But Banks converted the layup.
Number 1 is in the middle. And we heard from Coach Booker that his squad has consistently had strong third quarters, and they sure did again tonight.
I was impressed by both their second and their third quarter. Right now, the fourth quarter has been a little bit Capital Christian. And you see, now they're going to put a little bit of full court pressure on again and try and trap on those sidelines, rotate the back line. And they've got to stop dribbling in there. You guys, players out there, you got to look to reverse the ball in that situation. You see everybody's coming on that side, reverse the ball to your teammate on the other side of the floor. Make that whole zone shift over there. Make them close out on you. You got a much better chance of dribbling by them when they're closing out on you.
3:15 to go. Cougars overcoming a 7-point deficit and serious foul trouble to take the lead here. Zachary Chappelle, jump shot, wobbles out, Banks, a tough rebound. Quick outlet, Trey Gray on the run, pull up Jay, down.
Trey Gray with a big bucket there. Did you see that nice outlet? Looked like Wes Unsold throwing that outlet, which I don't think probably you and I know who he is.
He sure did. Bullets. Okay, 1-point game, 2:44 to go. Zach Chappelle, drive on Banks, and his shot wobbles out. Banks taps it, grabbed by Naima.
This is a big possession right here.
Pridgett was open all night long down the floor. Now he's open. Boom!
Naima got a little lucky there. He left his feet, and he happened to look back and see Pritchard open. Pritchard's athletic enough to go grab it and take it down for the slam.
A 6-point burst, and suddenly the Gauchos are back on top.
It's been this kind of game, but I'll tell you, back and forth.
Two-minute mark. Ryan Chappelle misses the layup. Fowler's been dynamite tonight.
Fowler went right around Pritchard, who couldn't afford to pick up his 5th foul, so he didn't box him out. Fowler gets a rebound in the putback and extends, puts the Capital Cougars out in front again.
Gray, the runner, wobbles out, but we got a whistle.
Yep, they're going to call offensive goaltending. Guy grabbed the net. As you see Pritchard here, Taxi Naima got off his feet right there and got lucky because Pritchard was right there. And for the easy finish.
So the turnover comes after offensive goaltending. And I know that head coach Michael Booker would not appreciate hearing that his squad has had 13 turnovers. They're still in the ball game, down by just 1. As we come down the stretch here with just a couple of minutes left, the winner of tonight's ball game will face Sac High for all the marbles in the championship round tomorrow. As we see there, Sac took care of an outstanding team and effort by the Woodcreek Timberwolves, defeating them in a very entertaining ball game that featured some of the top talent in the region. And now here we got a 1-point squeaker coming down the stretch. Winner goes to the championship. Loser will play Woodcreek.
You know, actually, kind of look at it. Sac's probably is the favorite in against either one of these teams. Certainly going in undefeated and playing at a higher level in both of these teams. The third place game would be very interesting as well, I think, with Woodcreek putting off against either one of these teams. The unfortunate loser here, but certainly in a tournament of this caliber with 32 teams in it and these kind of players, finishing in the top 4 is a great accomplishment for any of the programs.
Again, remind you, we're going to be announcing our players of the game. Unless this go overtime and something changes radically, we filled out our ballot. In the possession now, in charge, Danny Mendonça with the secret ballots in his clutch. So 1:47 left, 1-point game. And they're coming to the Cougar foul line here in the person of Zach Chappelle, who's missed his last 3 up there, and on the night is just 1 out of 6.
And I was kind of wondering if Coach Booker was paying attention to that. I was pretty sure that he was, and that was going to be who they were going to try to foul. So look for that trend to continue on the stretch. Chappelle has not looked comfortable or confident at the line.
He's got 8 points in the game, but just 1 of 6 from the stripe. Up here with a chance to stretch that flimsy 1-point lead, and he misses another.
Now this is where if you miss that many free throws in a row, you've just got to take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, relax your hands. Everything about you right now is tense. Just take your time.
This is double bonus free throwing. That was the 10th foul on the Gauchos. 1 out of 2 and a 2-point lead. 57-55 up the floor with 1:40 to go. Pridgett to Jacob Smith. Drive and kick out. Trey Gray, a miss from long range, and the rebound yanked by Ryan Chappelle.
I'm kind of surprised. You know, they've run some great sets down the floor of about 4 or 5 times where they should maybe run a play like that again. A little bit of a quick shot there by Trey Gray. I might have tried to get something to Pritchard, Sam.
I think Coach Booker's considering the same thing. Williams leans into Banks, misses. Nice rebound by the big guy. Banks, left-handed flip up the floor. Jacob Smith, one-on-one, lean-in layup, missed. Boards it by Pridgett and sticks it in for a tying bucket.
Very important for Capital to come down and get a good shot right here.
Less than a minute remaining. Naima on Williams. And this is Zach Chappelle on Jacob Smith. He runs into Gray, and it's going to be a foul on Trey Gray, I believe. And that will be his 3rd.
See the big fella coming from behind there.
Well, they do call it on Banks. His 3rd. So back to the stripe. Zach Chappelle 2 for 8 from the stripe this evening. And he clunks another.
And we talked about free throws going down the stretch being a key for both teams. Right now, Capital struggling from the line.
In the first half, they were 3 of 6. After 3 quarters, 6 of 10. And now they're 10 for 20.
10 for 20 in a game with this caliber of a team that they're playing. That's a tough way to win.
In contrast, the Gauchos are 12 of 19. So there you see Devon Jones nervously pacing the sideline, hoping to break a tie here. Free throw, another miss, and Banks rebounds. Pridgett's got it with 39 seconds to go. Gauchos in control. Smith misses the chippy, and Fowler boards it. Now, I'm quite sure Michael Booker would have hoped to take time off the clock and maybe get something in Pridgett's hands.
I think that was, again, it's like the last couple times down the floor. I think that they basically should have, you know, known the situation that they're in. Their tie game right here. They've got plenty of time to get a good shot. They got to go to their best player, and Pritchard is the best player. I'm sure they have a lot of sets run for them. They probably practice it all the time, I would guess.
Pridgett with 18 points in the ball game, including a nasty slam. Fowler for the Cougars, 19 points.
Yeah, most of Pritchard's points they have been off of, I wouldn't say garbage points, but they're not sets. They're not things that are being run for him. They're you know, loose balls he gets and goes right back to the basket, gets putbacks, things like that. You know, maybe in the press a little bit, but nothing really out of the offense. It's funny because they actually try to go to Banks a little more in the offense than they do Pritchard.
Excellent, accurate analysis. Pridgett getting situational type points. And
went to a smaller lineup here right now to play defense. Look for them to press right here.
Naima, Bay, Smith, Trey Gray, and Pridgett on the floor for the Gauchos. Fowler, the Chappelles.
And they're going man. So right now they're going to try to go man-to-man defense, full court pressure all the way around the floor, denying the inbounds pass.
Well, they get it in to Williams.
A double.
Smith let him get around the corner. Feed underneath. A block and a foul. So it's still going to be a one-possession game. We're tied here at 57. Fowler will go to the stripe for important free throws.
See a nice little pass right there to finish a Fowler.
The foul was on Bay, Mustafa Bay, making Fowler earn it the hard way, if you can call it that. It's his first time to the line this evening. 19 points, nothing from the stripe yet. So he splashes number one. 58-57. Another squeaker here between these two rivals. 10 days ago, in a tight one at the end, Capital Christian came out on top, a 4-point win, sealed in the closing seconds. Trying to come back from 7 down after 3 in this one. 2 out of 2. 59-57, very clutch. Time out taken. It's a 30. So Fowler now with 21 in the game.
Right, now this is going to be an interesting possession right down here. Look for Capital Christian to throw some kind of a defense that's a little bit different at the Gauchos here, whether it's full court token man-to-man, maybe full court soft zone press. They're going to try and shorten the time that the Gauchos have at this end to take a good quality shot. The Gauchos, on the other hand, should come down here and try to work something for Pritchard. If it comes out of the press, then he should attack the basket.
Well, things are getting tight on the clock. And in general, time is tight. 23 seconds to go in this one. Gauchos with a chance to draw close, tie, or take the lead. And the way this evening has gone, Mr. Kelly, I wouldn't be surprised if we're forged into another overtime, which is going to push us to the limit on our live telecast clock. Here we go. Jacob Smith to Pridgett. 20 plus on the clock, cautiously up the floor. Gaucho's down 2. Williams picks him up. They spread the floor.
They're going to go a little ball screen right here for Pridgett, trying to get to the basket.
A tap away and steal on the run. Watch out. Boom. And that should do the deal. Trey Gray has a shot blocked, and this one is in the book. So the big defensive play, Pridgett upset with himself, not protecting his back door, and the following slam by Chappelle gives the Cougars another 4-point win. 72-68 in Gridley, 61-57 at the St. Hope in Sac.
The difference in the game, probably the zone defense that the Gauchos ran, which really caused the Cougars some problems. But, you know, both teams had a great opportunity to win. Both of them made mistakes. Capital just made the play when they had to make the play in order to secure the victory tonight in a 2-0 season series against the Gauchos.
We'll be right back to finish things up here from Sac High at the 14th Annual St. Hope Elite Hoop Classic. Stay with us.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the Forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the Forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Well, a real thriller here in the nightcap, the back end of our Final Four coverage here at the 14th Annual St. Hope Elite Hoop Classic, as Capital Christian plays seesaw with El Cerrito and prevails over the Gauchos by a final count right down to the end, 61-57. We're going to join Rick Stewart after we show you this graphic, as we had a number of players distinguishing themselves this evening, but two of the excellent leaders tonight sparking their team to their best efforts. As we see the leaderboard there, our brackets, and we'll let you know when possible who our players of the game are. There they are. The outstanding Marcus Fowler tonight, a game-high 21 points, came up big with 2 clutch free throws and just about split his points evenly. And for the Gauchos, Montana-bound Saeed Pridgett, an 18-point total and a nasty slam in the fourth. Rick Stewart is standing by with our players of the game. Rick?
Pridgett, 18 points tonight. Had a little bit of foul trouble late in the game. How much did that take the Gauchos out of what you wanted to do?
It took us, a lot of us, because we wanted to win this game real bad. So Capital Christian did good by getting me in foul trouble because it slowed my team down a lot.
And now you're headed to Montana. How do you think that's going to play differently than here?
Well, it's going to be kind of the same because it's like the same place, everything, same kind of coaching and everything. They love me there, just like El Cerrito.
Well, I can see why they would, too. What was the real key going into the game tonight that you guys felt you had to do?
We had to pressure the ball a lot because we watched the film a lot. They wasn't really doing good on the trapping. So when we trapped them, trying to get turnovers.
All right, well, good luck tomorrow night in your game, in the third-place game. Best of luck in the future, too. Thanks, Saeed. All right, we turn to Marcus Fowler. Marcus, great job tonight.
Thank you.
You guys had some depth. Game high 21 points tonight. What was the real key late in the game? Obviously, getting him out for with some foul trouble helped.
Yeah, the key late in the game basically for our team is just everybody rallying together, just everybody buying into completely just being there for each other and just outworking your opponent. So in the last few minutes, us putting that extra work in succeeded for us, and we came out with the win.
Now, you guys got a team full of players that are, about the same height, rangy, long arms, play solid defense, quick defense. That's got to be one of the big things you guys focus on.
Yeah, definitely. Us being a more long and athletic team, we're able to run the floor very well and go out there and beat a lot of teams on the break. So that's our goal mostly, play good defense and get the ball on the break and go score.
How do you think you're going to match up against Sac High tomorrow night?
Sac High tomorrow night is going to be a great game. I advise everybody to be there because it's going to be great. We match up great with that team. We've been playing against them since we were little kids, so it's a real close bond between both teams, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, congratulations on the win tonight. Sure. Good luck tomorrow in the championship game. Best of luck the whole season.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, Marcus, take care. All right, there's our players of the game. Back up to you guys upstairs. Good choices.
Well, thanks, Rick. 2 excellent ball games tonight, and it'll be Sac High versus Sacramento's Capital Christian Cougars in the championship, and of course, Woodcreek squaring off with El Cerrito in the third-place game. Kevin Kelly, a final thought?
Well, tomorrow night's going to be a really exciting championship game. I think I'd urge everybody from Sacramento who has an opportunity to come out and see it, and support local high school sports. Try to do so. You'll see not only get a chance to further a good cause, but you're going to see some excellent basketball. And great job by the Sacramento staff in putting in together this tournament, which is one of the elite ones now in California.
That's the way it shakes out tonight at Sacramento High in this 14th annual St. Hope Elite Hoop Classic, and a peek at the bracket to show you where we're going to pick up the pieces when we return here for tomorrow's coverage in the championship contest, Sac versus Capital Christian. That'll be seen on Christmas Day. And the third place game will be, of course, the Woodcreek Timberwolves taking on the El Cerrito Gauchos. That's the way it wraps up here tonight. I want to say again that Access Sacramento and the Hometown Sports Game of the Week crew wish to extend their deep appreciation to the Sacramento High School administration, particularly to Tournament Director Derek Swafford and Athletic Director Marco Lopez for their cooperation and assistance with the broadcast arrangements for this television production. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with the Cosumnes River College Television Department and Play-by-Play Sports. For Kevin Kelly, Rick Stewart, Game Director Ronisia Harris, and our entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, I'm Will James. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward when we can reconnect with you. So long, everyone. Sends it to Ford. 23 seconds to go in OT. Franklin with the advantage. Quan. Swinging around. Tactican to the high post. Fain. 12 on the game clock. Shaky pass. Defended by Duffy. Here's Fain. 5 seconds to go. A spin move stolen away by Bailey. 1 second left. Half-court shot off one of the speakers, and we'll go double OT.
I just had a feeling that was going in.
I do too.
That speaker stood out on defense.
Stay with us here on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're going into a double extra session tied at 97. We'll be right back.
Your heart rate's a little fast.
Cause of death, acute myocardial infarction.
Have you tried a weight loss program?
Likely caused by type 2 diabetes and heart disease.
Still smoking?
Victim's lungs are black and scarred.
You can get a physical exam now